Hey everyone, I just wanted to tell you I'm coming out here. I just got off Instagram, so I'm coming on Facebook just to kind of share just a few things that was on my heart. And I just want to say, I know what you did. Yes. You're like, wait, what? What? Yes, I know what you did. I've been just kind of sitting and thinking about y'all, and it's been a while, so I just wanted to reach out to y'all and just let you know that one of the things I've noticed is that in life, we will get the sum of the people who we're around. We will reap the benefits or the detriments of the associations that we have. So I say all that to say is that we all have people that we're in relationships with, whether that be, significant other, spouse, whoever it is. And I just want to tell you that whoever it is, friend, relationship, coworker, whatever it is, you need to be more careful about who you are aligning yourself with, because it does not only harm you, but it harms and it will affect the person that you are trying to become, your future, and the things that you have set for your life. Okay, so let me explain a little bit. So a lot of you may be in relationships with people where you're like, oh, well, I love this person. It could be a family member, it could be a parent, mom, dad, could be a husband, wife, friend, and you just have this loyalty to them, but they don't really have that back for you, okay? And as a matter of fact, not only that they don't have that same loyalty towards you, but they also aren't treating you right. They aren't doing you right, and you are sticking around with that person. And you have to sit there and ask yourself why. Why are you choosing? Like I said, I'm going to emphasize that word, choosing to stay in a situation that's not serving you well, to be around someone who is not healthy for your mental health, emotional health, and all they do is either criticize and they're negative. They always have something, critical to say. And you have to look at who you are as a person, who you want to be, where you're trying to go, and see if that type of person aligns with where you're trying to go in life. Because remember, you're only going to go as far as the people you associate yourself with. I think what is it? Something that says like show me the 5 people closest to you in your life and I'll show you your future. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. There's truth in the proximity of who you surround yourself around most, the groups, the environments, the people, the significant others, the family members, all those people, the friends, co-workers, all those people that you associate with yourself with. Neighbors too. Had some situation that was like a neighbor did something really annoying, and most times I would have been so annoyed at it. Would have just had my day going, and then I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm not going to let this person bother me. I had to make a choice not to let the person bother me. What they did bother me. And you just have to realize some people they just have some ways about them, where they got it from. They could have been doing it their whole life, depending on if they're 40, 50 years old. They could have been doing it their whole life. And that's just how they are. And they feel like, well, if you have a problem, then you just have to deal with it. And that's just their mentality. And you know what I say, when you're dealing with people like that, you just got to basically let them go, pray for them, just let it be, because in the end they're not going to change. You have to be the one to change. You're the only one that can control you, what you do, who you choose to be around, and what you do with the surroundings that you have. So I say all that to say, if you're in a situation where you are surrounded by people, or you are involved with a person who is very toxic, very abusive, emotionally, mentally, whatever it is, even physically, anything, and you continue to stay in that situation, just know that with anything, good or bad, when you sow seeds, a harvest is going to come, right? Seeds are harvest, right? So those seeds that they plant, eventually, in time, it will come to manifest into something good or bad, depending on what they've sown. So if you're around a person who's very toxic about everything, they negative about everything, they always have something negative to say about someone, they're talking bad about people, no one's ever good, nothing. I mean, it could be bright and shiny outside and they'll find something negative about that. Oh, but it's windy, you know what I mean? Like it's always something with them, right? So the only thing you can do is ask yourself, do I want to be aligned when the harvest starts to come? Because remember, you get that time. right? From the seed time. So they're planting these seeds. The longer you stay with them, you're going to go through that whole process where when the harvest comes of the negative things that's going to blow back on them for the life that they lived and the choices that they've made, if you are closely aligned to them, if you are in deep fellowship with them, if you are entwined with them, you are going to suffer the same backlash that they're going to receive as well. And you could be a good person. I promise you, all my people, y'all are good people. I know y'all are good people because y'all watch, y'all follow me, y'all are learning, you're growing as I'm sharing things. And I know I've shared a lot and you're probably like, what is going on? What's going on is I'm trying to promote awareness. I'm trying to help people to understand things. I'm trying to get what I didn't get when I was going through so many things and there was no one really posting and sharing things about what was happening and what was going on. Everyone's being secretive about what's going on in their life and they're not sharing things. So you end up thinking, I am the only one going through this. That is what you end up thinking because no one else wants to share. No one else wants to be transparent. Everyone else wants to give you this kind of blanket, like motivational stuff, but they're not really, or they give you this Facebook, Instagram life that is so glamorous and show you all the highlights, but they don't really show you the dark times, the deep things that they're going through. So I'm just like, you go through things in life and you learn from it. And then you're like, man, I just want to help people out and help them to understand you don't have to stay in a situation that doesn't serve you well. You don't have to be with a person that's not serving you well. You don't have to stay, whether it's, I don't care, significant other, family member, if they are destroying your life, if they are damaging to your mental health, emotional health, they are abusive, they are very toxic in relationship. There's nothing good. It's like every time you're around them, you feel like you're drained and depleted. That is a sign. Believe me, listen to your body. If your body is telling you that something is off every time you're around this person, you need to listen to it. Because there's consequences for not listening to the heeds and the actions and the warnings that your body, other people, environment, whatever it is that's trying to tell you things that's happening. So you have to just listen. And I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, right? Yes. But I will tell you, I've been there and done that. I've been in relationships where it has just been toxic. It has not been serving me well. It was hard to leave. I will tell you, the longer you stay in an environment that is not serving you well, that is toxic, that's abusive, it is harder to leave because you are giving that person more and more opportunity to play with your mind, so to speak. So then you end up believing even more and more because you keep hearing their words more than any other words, right? Or encouragement. Keep hearing that negativity all the time. And then you start to believe it. Okay? You start to believe it. And you can get so down in the dumps, so down on yourself. Self-esteem gets lowered. You start feeling like, well, maybe I can. And if a person just keeps telling you, oh, you can't do this, you can't afford that, you're not talented enough to do that, you're not good looking enough to do that, you're not smart enough to do that. If you continue to stay around that person, just think about it. Are you going to have enough in you to fight what they're saying, or are you going to believe and adopt what they're saying and their negative mentality? And it's a form of control. So if you continue to stay in that situation, you will end up feeling worse about yourself, and it actually sucks you in even further into the deep darkness that they're trying to bring you into. So I'm just saying this to tell you, please make sure you are leaving those environments that don't serve you well. The people that aren't serving you well, there's so many encouraging environments, so many encouraging people, so many lovely people that are out there that want the best for you out of life, that can be an encouragement. Why stay? Think about it. Why would you choose to stay with a person or in an environment that is negative and toxic to you and it's not helping you and it's only bringing you down? You have to ask yourself that question. And I definitely want to help any way that I can. But I need you to reach out because I don't know everyone's situation. I don't know what's going on. I know my situation, my story, and I can share from my thoughts. But if you don't share, how can I guide you? How can I lead you? Yes, that's right, Jackie. When you know your worth, you will resist their control. That is absolutely right. Thank you for that. You are spot on. And, you have to make that choice. I would love to help you out. You can always reach out anytime, DM, anything. And I'm here. So keep watching the content. Remember, like, share, comment, share it with other people, because just because maybe you're not going through it, I promise you, at least if you have 10 people close to you, one of them's probably going through something similar. So just share the love and help that person out. You may not be able to speak to them directly about it because you may not have firsthand experience, but you have a person like me, and there are other people out there that do. So share that information with them so that they can get themselves out of the situation. Don't just sit there and judge them and look at them saying, oh my God, why are they doing that? Why are they staying in there? You don't know. If you've never been in a situation where you have been abused and you have not been in a toxic situation, you have not been emotionally manipulated, lied to, constantly cheated on, you don't understand what mental state that person is in, how defeated they probably feel, where their mindset is. You don't know. So if you don't know, get them to somebody who does know. Help them out. Share some information with them. You know what I mean? Just love on them. And also, just wanted to make sure, also with reaching out, just make sure, parental alienation, I wanted to bring that up. I brought it up when I was on IG. That's coming up. So that's basically in the month of April. So April 25th is Parental Alienation Awareness Day, but in the month of April, Parental Alienation Awareness Month, you can just be mindful of people that I'm sure you have people in your family, okay, or your friends, where they're in a relationship where there's been a separation or divorce, something like that. And now the parents are not together, don't like each other, hate each other, maybe even. And then now the child is involved and caught in between, and the child is really used as a pawn. The toxic, I would say, alienator, narcissistic parent, whoever it is, they will try to interfere with the bond that child has with the other parent. So let's say, I'll give an example. Let's say if it's a toxic father, he will now try to poison the daughter or son's mind against the mother to make them feel like the mother's unsafe, that she's not mentally stable, that she's not a good parent. And I mean, they'll just say all types of lies just to get the child to believe what they want to believe, because they have such a hate or disdain for the mom. So what I'm saying is, let's not do that. Let's rise above that. I mean, you may not like the ex, but don't let your children suffer because you have a disagreement and you are no longer in any type of love or feeling affection for that mother or father of that child. Let's not do that. Let's not traumatize the children, so that they don't end up growing up to be adults that have identity issues, don't know who they are, hate half of themselves because we were not mature enough as an adult to know that the best interest of the child is what matters overall, point blank. That's just where it is. You may have a grudge and feel bitter about that person. Guess what? As long as that person was not abusive to that child, I will give that caveat. Now, if they were abusive to that child, that's a whole nother thing. And you know what I mean when I say abusive. You know what abuse is. Let's not play around like we don't understand what abuse is to the child. Where they're hurting the child, physically, emotionally, sexually, something like that. I'll just say it out because sometimes people will act like they don't really understand. But if that is happening, make sure that you allow that child to have the right to love that other parent and to not feel like they have a loyalty conflict. Give them that right to do that. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you because I feel like that is important, and that is something that we need to make sure we are being mindful of when it comes to separations, divorce. You're no longer with the other spouse or significant other, and you do have children together. So let's try not to have the child be emotionally abused, being brainwashed, being manipulated, and being forced to choose sides. Because guess what? Now you're forcing them to choose or to hate half of themselves, and that never works out well in the end. They end up growing up, like I said, to be adults that have identity issues, that end up having all types of emotional and mental issues that it's just not necessary. Just bring them up in a loving environment. Remember, they came out the womb loving on you, loving on mom, loving on dad, and there was all that love there. So unless a person interferes in that relationship and in that bond, that will not change. So don't be that person. And remember, like I said, you reap what you sow. So if you plant bad seeds and you do things to poison that relationship between that child and that parent, things aren't going to really work out too well for you. So just want to make sure you know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I see I'm having a slow connection, so I don't know how it's coming out on your end, but remember what I said: like, share, follow, comment. Let me know. Reach out if you need help, support, anything. I am here for you. All right, make it a great day, and I'll be minding my healing. And remember, share this with someone who may need it. Don't hold it to yourself. Share it. Let them know. follow my stuff and share it out. All right.